Get ready to live fearlessly free with Heather Bunch. Are you standing at the edge of a big decision, feeling paralyzed by what might happen if you move forward? Do you often find yourself waiting for just that perfect moment to start something new, like those new goals you just made? Is the fear of the unknown keeping your wheels spinning, always overthinking and never achieving? It's okay. I've been there. I run into it. I still run into it, but we're going to overcome it. Welcome to Live Fearlessly Free podcast. I'm your courageous coach, Heather Bunch, and I am here to help you, Christian women entrepreneurs, go from feeling stuck, from feeling not enoughness and fearful, to taking focused and confident action and courageously growing yourself so you can grow your business. Now, I'm excited because today we are kicking off the new year with a new series, and it's 4 steps to fearless success in 2025. Because who doesn't want a better new year, right? I know I do. My 2024 was pretty good. But you know what? God's got even better things, from glory to glory. So no matter whether you had a crappy year, you had a mediocre year, or you had your best year yet, God wants 2025 to be even better for you. So today's going to be for you if you are ready to discover how to make intentional choices that empower your journey and set you on the right path. Today's also going to be for you if you're ready to uncover strategies to push past that indecision, and you want to do it with some faith-based tools, my friend. I've got you covered. And if you are ready to learn how to create momentum by using the power that I'm going to share with you today, because that's step 1, this is your day, my friend. Fearless success. What is fearless success? I think of fearless success as not just getting to the destination, but success to me is knowing that I'm staying on the path that God's called me to, that I'm doing the things that God has called me to do, and I'm doing it fearlessly. Now, being fearless doesn't mean I don't have fear. It means that I'm doing it afraid anyways. I am being courageous and stepping out into the unknown, even though I don't know all the details and how to do it all, and I haven't been there yet, and I'm still growing and I'm learning. That is fearless success to me. Because when I can step out and do what God's called me to do, even if I'm afraid, those are the action steps, my friend, that are going to bring us great success, that are going to bring us the life that we're desiring. And part of that is growth. Like when we are growing and getting better and improving, that brings us joy. That brings us that sense of fulfillment. Even though we haven't necessarily accomplished the goal isn't completed yet, but just being on that journey and knowing we haven't given up, boom, that is an amazing feeling. And that is what I see fearless success as, is that we are on that journey and we are never giving up and we are never surrendering. If we fall, we get back up again and we continue going. We continue trusting God. No matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles, we keep at it. And today I want to talk to you about 4 steps that'll help you to achieve that. 4 steps that build on each other to create this momentum in our life to keep going, to give us the skills that we need to stay on the path and to never give up. Now, the first step is critical, and it's choosing to succeed. Choosing to succeed. I know it sounds a little weird, like, well, of course I want to succeed. Don't I want to succeed? You know what? Sometimes We want something, but we're not necessarily willing to put in the work to get it. So we have to actually choose to succeed. So many times I don't know if you've done this, made a bunch of goals knowing in my heart that they'd never happen. I'd never do it. I'll never get around to it. Anyone else besides me done that one? Mm-hmm. This step, choosing to succeed, is that step that we need so that when we look at that goal, we know that no matter what, we are going to do that goal. Doesn't mean we don't know how to get there. We may not know all the details, but we have made a choice. We have committed to do the work. We have to choose to do that. Now, I remember there was a time when I was a teenager and I rode horses. My dream was to go to the Olympics in 3-day eventing, which was dressage, cross country, and stadium jumping. And I was at the best stable for that. They even had Olympic scouts come to it. It was called Oak Ridge Stables in Santa Rosa, California. And when I got put on the C team, you had to work your way up to even the B team, but you start off on the C team and they have you on a program in order to get you to the point that Olympic scouts would actually want to even look at you. And so I'm on the C team. And when that happened, I didn't own a horse at the time. And so I started leasing a horse. Now they tell you which horse to lease because they know where you need to grow in order to take the next steps in the program. And so I got this awesome horse named Everest. Oh my gosh, I loved him. He was cute. He was fluffy. He was big. He was beautiful. And I could just put him in this gorgeous, frame where you look like this carousel horse where you're just like going along. And I look so good as I'm riding Everest. And I just looked like I knew what I was doing. But in reality, the horse knew what he was doing, right? Now, I could only get to ride Everest up to a certain point because I learned what I needed to learn, and then I needed to move on. And so they gave me a new horse, and his name was Whiplash. Whiplash was the dang ugliest horse I had ever seen in my life. Ask my mother, I am not kidding. They were both Appaloosas. Which means they had these spot patterns on them. It was a particular breed. Now, Everest was beautiful. Whiplash, on the other hand, would look terrible. He had this wispy hair, and you're supposed to braid the hair, so it looked all fancy when you went to a show. I don't even know how you would braid that crap. It looked terrible. His tail was practically non-existent. It was so small and wispy. He was scrawny, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I really have to ride this thing? But he was actually an incredibly smart horse. And he was an ex-race horse. So this guy had some spunk, let me tell you what. And I'm more of a timid rider. And so I know that they gave me this horse for a very specific reason. And so here I am. We're doing an all-day training. And so we're in this cross-country portion. So we're out in a field. And when horses are out in a field, even the calm ones get a little more extra spunky. And so Whiplash is already spunky with some extra spunky. And so they give us this exercise, and we're supposed to go down into a ditch, walk your horse through the ditch, and walk him back up. Seems simple enough. So the first person goes, boom, down in the ditch, walk through the ditch, walk back up. Next person, same thing, down in the ditch, walk through the ditch, walk back up. Now it's my turn. And so here I'm taking my ugly old Whiplash, and I get him down into the ditch. We're walking through the ditch. Woo, it's all going good. All right. Woo, I got this. I can see Eye of the Tiger, right? Halfway through, shaboo, he jumps out of the ditch. Dang it. Now I got to turn back around and start back over. So I turn him around. I go down into the ditch. Halfway through, same thing. He pops right back out of the ditch. Oh, well, now my instructor's getting a little like, Heather, get him through the ditch. And I'm like, I'm trying. And so I take him again down to the ditch, walk him through. Halfway up, he pops out. Oh, now I am really frustrated now. Like the tears are starting to come, and over I keep trying. And halfway through, the horse pops out and I have to start back over. And so I am an emotional mess by this point. My instructor, I know, is frustrating. I'm sure the other people on my team were like, good Lord, Heather, just get the horse through the ditch. Like, what's your problem? And I can't get the horse through the ditch. And so I pause for a moment and I take that emotion and I literally flipped it into this anger. And the anger was really a commitment, a choice. I am going to get the horse through the ditch. And so with this new emotion in me, this choice, this commitment, I take the horse down into the ditch. And I am like, almost like wrestling him, of my legs on one side and my arms on the other. And I'm like, you are going straight. And he, halfway through, what do you think he's going to do? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He tried it. He tried to get up. But you know what I did? I got him with my leg on the outside, my rein on the outside, and I pushed him back into the ditch and made it all the way through and back outside the other side. And my instructor said, that's it. That was it. And she pointed out the reason that I was able to get the horse through the ditch is because I chose to get the horse through the ditch. I did not give that horse any other option. No other option but to go through the ditch. We must choose to succeed. We must choose success. We must choose. There is no other option. It all starts with a choice. And that is point number one. It all starts with a choice. That is how we choose success. We have to start with a choice. You know, success is a choice. It's a choice we make, not by accident. We don't fall into success, but we choose it. James 1:8 reminds us, a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. They're tossed to and fro by the wind. Just like Whiplash yanked me out of that ditch every time because I had not chosen to succeed. I was just going with the flow, hoping he'd make it through. The word decide in the Latin actually means to cut off. When we choose or when we decide, I'm using the words synonymously, but when we choose, we cut off all other options. That means we do what is necessary. We commit to seeing our goals happen. We choose to overcome fear when it comes. We choose to overcome the setbacks. We choose to let go of what's holding us back. It all starts with a choice to be successful. When we do that, then we're able to take those next steps to experience success in our life and our business. But it first starts with that commitment. It first starts with that choice. We can't do this with a lukewarm heart. I love Yoda. Give me some Star Wars. I got my Disney World sweatshirt on today because, you know, it's cold, baby. It's cold outside. We've got 8 inches of snow on the ground. I would love to go to Disney World and hit me some Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And Yoda reminds us, do or do not, there is no try. Do or do not, there is no try. Although I think I sound a little more Greek on that one. But you hear me. It's a choice. Now, don't get me wrong. There's things that we try. We try out things. We can do things without commitment. But to succeed, that's a choice. That's a commitment. That's a decision to cut it off. Number 2, how do we choose success? We have to choose faith over fear. We have to choose faith over fear. We have to choose to be confident knowing that we can trust God's plan for us. You can trust God's plan for you. I love Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. They're plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Those are the plans that God has for us. And we have to choose that over what we think could happen or might happen. The failure that might happen. Yeah, we might fail. We might stumble. You know what? We are going to fail, and we are going to stumble, and we are going to fall. But God's plans for us are still good, and they're still there. And all we have to do is get up again. The righteous man falls 7 times, but gets up every time. Know that as you choose to do what you're called to do, God does the part that only He can do. But you have to choose to do what only you can do. Then God can do His part. Proverbs 21:31, this is NIV, it reminds me, the horse is made ready for battle, but victory rests with the Lord. The horse getting made ready for battle, that's our part. We got to get the horse ready. We got to tack that baby up, brush it out, get the crap out of its feet, put the saddle on, get the bridle on. That's our part. We got to choose to get ready, choose to decide, choose faith over fear, choose God, faith. Faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We don't see it yet. We don't see the victory yet. But we choose that God is the one who directs our path. We choose that God has a great plan and a purpose for us, knowing we don't have to be afraid of what's going to come because it's good. It's good, my friend. It's good. Number 3, use your commitment of your choice as a springboard to overcome obstacles. When you're committed to choose success, okay, you've committed to it, you've cut it off. That firm decision is a launching pad for everything that's going to follow. Commit to success, whether you feel like it. Commit to doing the work, whether you feel like it. Commit to success, even if you don't know all the steps ahead. You just only need to know the first step, my friend, and take that. Commit to success, whether you fear the unknown, or even if you're not sure if you've got what it takes. That's okay. I'm going to tell you that is one of the biggest things I struggle with. Heather, do you have what it takes to be successful? And you know where that comes from? Comparison. I will compare myself to other people because most of my life, growing up in the church world, there was a certain kind of personality, and they were the ones that were successful. And you know what? I'm not that personality. I'm not that personality. And so I've struggled with, can I do it? My personality, people have always said in the church world, you're a good support person. That's all you can ever be, Heather, is a support person. And so for me, it's looking at that and going, God told me what I am supposed to be doing and helping women overcome fear. This is a journey He has me on. And so if this is a journey He has me on, then I am committed to do it, regardless of whether I think I have the right personality or not. Because you know what? God thinks I have the right personality. God thinks I'm awesome. I'm the apple of His eye. And so are you. Psalms 37:5. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do this. He will do it. Today, my friends, today, my friend, commit to the Lord. Commit your goals to Him. Commit to Him that you choose to be successful, because that is what He has called you to. He has called you to be a winner. You are the apple of His eye. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are called to great things. He has gifted you. He has given you a story. He has given you ideas that you need to go out and you need to get out into the world, and He has given you the ability to help transform lives. But you have to choose to do it. Choose to commit to that success that He has called you to. So let me recap real quick. First, you got to power up your process with the choice to succeed. Number 2, let Father guide you, not fear. It's faith over fear. Commit to that. And number 3, use commitment to your choice to succeed as your springboard to overcome obstacles. Doesn't matter what comes our way, but we can overcome it because we've chosen to. Just like me getting that dang whiplash through that ditch. I committed to get him through the ditch. You are committed to overcome whatever comes your way. And you do it in faith, and you do it with Father. You don't have to do it in your own strength. That's the beautiful thing. We're going to go into that even more because we're empowered by Christ. This is a series, my friends, so we got more that's coming, but you got to start with this. You got to start with step 1. You got to choose success. Choose success. And it's okay if you don't know how to succeed yet. I don't know all the details either. It's a journey. But you have just got to start with choosing, committing, deciding to go for it. That's all we got to start with. That is the first step. So I have courageous action steps for you. First, I want you to look at one of your goals that you made this year, because I know you got them. You got them, right? And I want you to look at that goal. And I want you to journal about the choice to make this goal happen. Okay? I want you to look at that goal and I want you to commit to it. Am I willing to do it? Am I willing to do what's necessary? Am I willing to give up what I may need to give up in order to do it? If you're trying to lose weight, am I willing to do what's necessary to do that? To exercise more, to track my food or make different food choices, maybe eat less of it. Am I willing to do that? Am I willing to commit to maybe you've made a commitment to network this year and get yourself out there and meet new people and do one-to-one coffees and it's scaring the bejesus out of you. You don't have to do anything yet, but you got to start with the commitment that, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I am going to commit right now to the success of that goal. I want you to journal about this, okay? The last thing I want you to journal when you're looking at that goal is, how can I use faith in my Father on this journey? How can I use faith in my Father on this journey? Talk to Father. Ask Him, how can you help me with this? Like, is it wisdom I need? Is it clarity I need? Do I need to be empowered? Is there people you need to introduce me to? Just start talking to Him about it. Just open up the conversation. Okay, you don't have to have all the answers. You may not even hear all the answers. But just start having a conversation with Him about it. Because my friend, He has called you to this, so He will make you able. The horse is made ready for battle, and victory is with the Lord. Now, next week, we're going to actually take some action on these choices, because a choice is only as good as the legs that we put to it. Got to put some legs to those choices, all right? Otherwise, they're just going to stay a choice. A dream will stay a dream if we don't add that next step. Listen, my friend, you have got this, and Father has got you. You're not doing this alone. He is with you every single step of the way. I want to thank you a bunch for listening or for watching. And until next time, live fearlessly free.